Hi, everybody. We're just about 3 to 5 minutes away from getting live. Waiting for Freddie's going to connect us up, and then we're going to get started here in just a moment. Today's talk is ketones for healthy living. Yes, what do ketones do? How can they help? I love ketones. All right, we're going to get started here in a minute. Oh, excuse me. We got 4 minutes, and then we're going to get started. Da, 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 da. Everybody enjoying the sunshine today? It's gorgeous, just gorgeous out. So we're just waiting to see. Yep, comments. Yay, we got everything going on now. I think we're pretty well together. Just a few minutes, in 4 minutes, we will get started talking about how ketones can help you live a healthier life. I should know, because I was pretty unhealthy here the last few years. I'm back on the road. Back on the road. Yes, I'm a little nuts, but it's okay. I'm a little nuts. Hey, Freddie. You can't hear me. Uh-oh. Okay, how about that? Can you hear me now? Please say you can. Can you hear me, Freddie? Try that. Is that better, Freddie? Can you hear me? I'm talking. Woo-woo. As we go. Hey, Trish, can you hear me talking, Trish? All right, good. Fantastic. Good. I had the phone too far down on the stand, and it was obliterating the microphone. I couldn't find my earbuds today. I don't know where they're hiding. But anyway, so hey, Trish, lovely to see you there. We're going to start talking here in just about 2 minutes. Freddie's going to get us hooked up into the mainframe. Zzz. Matrix. We're going to get hooked into the Matrix. Oh, I love the Matrix movies. They're great. So we're going to get hooked up into the Matrix here in a moment. We got 2 minutes left, and we're going to start the talk about ketones for healthy living. I used to thought, well, I'll tell you what I used to think here in just a minute, because it's, it's interesting. We hear lots of different things, and some things are, spot on, and some things are just what people are afraid of more than what's actually happening or going on. That's the whole problem. It's something else sometimes. But today we're going to talk about ketones. And we got 1 minute to go, and we're going to start chitter-chatting here in just about a minute. Oh, my. I think I'm coming back to life. I had a little nap before. I got up early this morning, so I had a bit of a nap before I came on. So I think my eyes are finally waking up. And we're ready to rock and roll. Doody-doody-doo. Oh, do-do-do. Hello. Hey, Robbie, how you doing, love? Yes, it is great. It is. Haven't seen you in a long time. Haven't seen anybody in a long time. Okay, we're under a minute to start. We're going to get rocking and rolling here. Yeah, I think, and this is it. All right. My name is Mary Kay Anderson, and if you're listening to the replay, thank you for listening so much. Today I want to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart, something that I used to think, gosh, it was hard. Something I used to think, oh, I don't know if I want to do that, because you hear so many conflicting issues, okay? But the subject for today is ketones for healthy living. Now, how did this come about? Came about because I've been fat all my life. Let me just be blunt. I don't say all my life. As a teenager, I was fine, but in my young adult age, in my 20s, and after starting having babies, I gained weight and I stayed heavy. and had a very hard time losing weight. And I've peaked and valleyed all through my life. Okay. And recently here, I've gotten into a bit of a bad time. Those of you who know me may know that I've got a bad hip. Now, I'm a retired nurse, which that is heavy work. When you are on your feet 12 to 16 hours a day, you're lifting people, pushing people, you're doing everything. It's a very physical job. And I'm not saying it caused my problem, but I'm going to say it probably didn't help my problem any. Plus, being heavy didn't help my problem either. But in the last few years, I got assessed and they said, right, you've got to lose this much weight before we'll even do anything for you. And I couldn't be put on a list. All this, I won't even get into that. That's a whole subject for another day. But I felt quite hopeless. I felt quite down. My health wasn't good for the last couple of years. Off and on, I would get frequent infections. I didn't feel well. And, but, you know, I'll persevere on and we'll sort these things out one by one by one. And then, last July, when the pandemic, we were in the midst of pandemic city. Well, I probably met her more about March, okay? I met this lovely lady, Carol Canigulo, and I met her online. She's Irish. I'm American. She lives in Florida, and I live in Ireland. So I met her, and what caught me about her is that she chatted and she talked, and we had great conversation. She posted the funniest pictures with the funniest information. And I just thought it was great. Now, I knew she was selling something because I would also see the posts about, you know, I have this great thing and la, 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 la. I didn't want to get into it because I've done everything. If there's a diet to be done, if there's a drink to be drunk, if there's a tablet to take, I've done it. And so I just said, I just can't even think about it. But the more she never said anything to me, the more I wanted to know what was going on. So one day I said, tell me about this drink you're talking about. So she told me about it and told me, you know, that if I could get a trial pack and how to do that. So I did. And I have to tell you, when I picked this drink up and I took it for the first time, I could feel, because I do energy work, I could feel it vibrating through my body. And all of a sudden, within about 15 to 30 minutes, I felt great. I felt like I had energy from I don't know where. I felt amazing. All right, I just felt amazing. What was this wonderful thing? This was called exogenous ketones. That's what they are, exogenous ketones. All right, and they're brilliant. So let's talk about ketones first. What are ketones? And do we have ketones? Yes. We can create our own ketones. In fact, when you're born, you are born with ketones because you don't eat food. All right? Ketones are a byproduct of fat burning. That's what ketones are. Now, how can we create ketones? We can create them by eating what they call a ketogenic diet. Now, a ketogenic diet is, now I'm not specific with this, it's a higher fat, low carbohydrate, moderate protein diet. Okay, that's the basics as I understand it. So when I started these ketones, I asked her, I said, oh God, do I have to do this ketogenic diet? And she said, not really. She said, if you want to, that's up to you. However, if you just stay low carb, it should help you. Okay, so how did I feel when I took the ketones? Well, number one, I have increased energy. Number two, mental clarity. I don't have the brain fog all the time anymore, off and on, okay? One of the side effects is it does burn fat because there's ketones in my body. They help me to burn fat, and it is a byproduct of fat production. So now I have more energy, I'm burning fat, and I'm losing weight. Now, this is not sold as a weight loss product. It is not. It has all these other benefits that we're looking at, and that's how it's being marketed, and that's great. But for me, I have applied it to my weight loss journey. Now, as of this morning, I'm about 4 pounds away from losing 4 stones since last July, and that's been strictly using the ketones. I do a little bit of intermittent fasting, but I don't have to stick on this diet and remember everything and mark everything down to make sure I stay in ketosis. I stay in ketosis by drinking 2 drinks a day, and that's what I do. I drink 2 drinks a day. I stay in ketosis, and I burn fat. My body shape, I look like I have probably lost like about 6 stone, okay? However, I'm down 4 stone. And I feel amazing. When I first took the trial pack, and I took what was in the trial pack, until I got my next bit, I felt like I was a druggie waiting for my next hit, because I was so low that when I took them, I felt so good and so amazing. So ketones up your energy, decrease brain fog, and increase your mental clarity. The next thing they do is to burn fat. Guess what else they do? They decrease inflammation. So if you are a lady of a certain age like I am, we tend to hold more inflammation in our bodies, and a lot of people do, by foods that you eat, things that you do. And the ketones help to decrease inflammation within the body, because one of the reasons we gain weight, one of the reasons our things don't metabolize right, is because we have a lot of inflammation in the body. So by cutting inflammation, increasing our energy, and increasing mental clarity, what happens? Number one, I was clear and focused. I started studying this stuff. I started listening to everybody on the YouTube, Thomas DeLauer, Fledge Fitness, Dr. Fung, Dr. Berg, I think is the other fella. These are the fellas I listen to the most, and they are the ones with the greatest information. Thomas DeLauer, he is very scientifically. Dr. Fung is a nephrologist. I'm a renal nurse, so we kind of had that little connection there. And they all talk. And what else can a ketogenic diet do for you? All right? Ketogenic diet. Now, I am a retired nurse, but I'm not diagnosing. But ketogenic diet can help to reverse adult onset diabetes, or diabetes 2. Okay? Why? Because diabetes 2 is because of insulin resistance. The body is being flooded with carbohydrates. And as it's flooded, the insulin gets less and less effective until finally you have a blood sugar imbalance and you have adult onset diabetes. Now, by using ketones and ketogenic diet, low carbohydrate diet and ketones, it will help your body to heal itself. Okay, your body will and can heal itself just by doing these certain things. All right. So what makes things so special? Well, the thing is that what you're wanting to do in order to lose weight, if you're eating all the time, and I'm going to tell you a little story about this in just a second. If you're eating all the time, okay, you're eating constantly, you never allow your body to stop producing insulin and stop storing the food that it gets. Now, why am I saying that? Because insulin is what stores, it's what processes and stores everything for the body, okay? So when insulin is out, we're in storage mode. End of story. We are in storage mode. So if we eat 3 regular meals, or since probably about 3 months, I've started adding intermittent fasting to what I'm doing, and that has been tremendous. I'll tell you a little more about that in a minute. I'm giving myself long spaces of time, and it's pretty simple. All you really have to do is you take your ketone drink once in the morning, once in the afternoon, okay? And if you're going to intermittent fast, the easiest way to intermittent fast is to go ahead and skip breakfast. Now, don't worry about breakfast is the best meal of the day, most important meal of the day. That's the food industry that said that, not the scientists, okay? If you skip your first meal of the day and wait till noon to start eating, and you eat, this is called a 16-8. You fast 16 hours and then you eat for 8 hours, okay? This allows the body, you end up with 16 hours of actual burning mode, but you don't really get into that till about 12 hours after you've eaten your last meal, 8 to 12 hours after your last meal. You get into that, and then then you eat 2 meals. Now, you can do other alternate fashions. You can do 20 and 4, which is called the warrior diet, where the warrior fast, which you do 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating. Or you can do OMAD, which is you do 23 hours of fasting and 1 hour of eating. I mix mine all up because I found that if I do the same thing all the time, my body says, okay, I can handle this. So I mix it all up. I'll do, like last week, this past week, I did a 72-hour fast, and then I did alternate day fasting. So I do that. You don't have to fast, but I'm just telling you what I've done, okay? But back to the ketones. It's really simple. I'm going to make a drink because it's time for my drink. Yay! So the ketones come in this beautiful little package. I have a lovely raspberry lemonade, and it's beautiful. Now, here in Ireland, because the Ireland market isn't quite so open yet, it's there. We can get raspberry lemonade, we can get chocolate, Swiss cacao, and heart tart, which is like those little sweeties, the sweet sour tarts. Now, all you do is you take about 500 mils of water, put it in your little shaker. I know you all know how to do this, but it gives me something to do on the video, okay? I'm just being honest. You go ahead and you open your beautiful little raspberry ketones. Da-da-da-da. You pour them in. Da-da-da-da. Oops. And make a mess sometimes. Woo. Sniff them. And powder them up. And then we're going to shake them up. Doesn't take much. Okay? And voila. I'm ready to get into ketosis. Oh, yes. And I love them. The other thing I found is due to the anti-inflammatory action, I have much less pain in my hip, much less pain in my knee, and much less pain all over my body because I have these little beauties with me, the ketones. It will change your life. If you're struggling, if you've tried everything, if you've done everything, if you feel there's no hope for you, there's hope. This is hope. That's what I'm telling you. And I say this from the bottom of my heart with every ounce of energy in my body. As much as, I believe the sun will rise tomorrow, I know these will help you. I absolutely know that. Because, as I said, I was at the end of my rope. I've been assessed and since I've been on these, I went to Belfast for the cross-border initiative for my hip. I still have a bit more to go, but he is hopeful as because I've told him all the things I'm doing, that by the end of summer, I'll be able to get my hip done. And I get that done, Jesus, it's like my life is different again because I've been on crutches for 3 years with my hip. But the bottom line is, I have clarity now. I have energy. I actually can do a bit of exercise now. I actually feel like I can get up and do some. Whereas before, I just had nothing. I was just drained, absolutely drained from all the trauma with everything. And it's been a hard, the pandemic's been tough and everything's been tough. But these beautiful little ketones are there. And here's the best part. I don't have to really stick to this strict diet. Okay, I keep a low carbohydrate diet and drink my ketones, and I have been getting all the benefits of increased energy, decreased brain fog. That's why I don't say it. Increased brain clarity, and increased fat burning. My life is changing every day because I'm sticking with the process, okay? And that's it. Listen to the process, understand the process, believe in the process, because it will work for you. I would say my first few months of doing this, my first few months were sort of like working out the bugs, getting stuck into it, really understanding what I was doing and why I'm doing it, really getting into everything. And then I would say from December till today, I've really, really been reaping the benefits more and more and more because I'm much more in tune with everything. So if you want to do keto, if you want to get clarity, if you want more energy, if you want to burn fat, if you don't want to stick to this kind of restrictive diet, get some ketones, okay? Get some ketones. They're called NAT ketones, all right? And here's where you can go to my website, www.vibrationalinstitute.com, and there'll be a page on there where there are trial packs. You order them, and all the, and the postage is all included. It's whatever the price is on there. I think there's a 2-day packet, a 5-day, and a bigger day, a 10-day. So you take a look at them and decide what you want to do. But by all means, give them a try. Nothing bad's going to happen to you, that's for sure. But give them a try. See if what they do for you. They've just been amazing for me, and I swear by them, and I really, really have seen them change my life. But as I said, because here's the go. Now, if you're looking to lose weight, let's cut to the chase here about the weight loss, okay? Yes, this is as old as weight loss, but it does help you if stick to what you're doing because you've got more energy, because you've got more clarity and everything. You're able to function with this stuff a lot better, all right? But here you go. We have an industry, a fitness industry, that's telling us if we just watch our calories and exercise, we can lose weight. But that's not true. It's not true because there are so many hormonal interactions going on that interplay with how our body processes food, stores food, burns fat, or doesn't burn fat. The ketones are a byproduct of fat burning, and ketones give us energy, and ketones help us to burn the fat so that we can be freer and healthier and much more in my body than I've ever been. We'll put it that way. More in my body than I have ever been. Okay? It's amazing. And so all my life I did what the, quote, experts said. They said, you can lose weight by doing this. And I did it. Okay? I've lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I have dropped body weight like crazy. Okay? I have. However, it always came back. Why? Because restrictive diets are not sustainable. End of story. That's it. They're not sustainable. What is sustainable? A way of putting yourself in ketosis, a way of eating where you're not restricting yourself and just being careful with what you're doing and how you're doing it. That is how you lose weight. And it's absolutely beautiful, and it's absolutely one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Because it used to bother me, because I go, look, you're telling me I need to burn fat, but yet you're telling me I need to eat. And I need to eat small, frequent meals a day to boost my metabolism. That doesn't work either, okay? Not really, not for me. It may work for some people, but it didn't work for me. So by eating small little meals and I'm keeping my metabolism going, I'll burn fat. But guess what? You have to burn fat, you have to not be burning food. After your last meal, it takes 8 to 16 hours for you to have finished processing and digesting all that food. All right? Then you begin to burn. All right? So when I eat my last meal at 6 p.m., anywhere from 2 to 6 in the morning, I get into fat burning. Okay? And as I'm into that process, then if I delay my meal until the early afternoon, I then end up being in fat burning for about 8 hours. So it used to bother me when they're telling me to eat all these small frequent meals, but then they want me to burn fat. But you can't burn fat, an alternate source, until you've cleared what's in the food you've put in your body. Okay? That's it. You have to watch your stress, because your stress ups cortisol. Cortisol is a fat-storing hormone. Insulin, fat-storing hormone. You got to watch those. And so the bottom line is, if you learn how your body works, you will know that those small, frequent meals do not promote fat burning. They promote fat food storage is what they promote. Okay? And I wondered, and I used to say, if I don't eat, then I should burn fat. But then they're saying, oh no, this will happen, you'll burn muscle. And all of those things that they say happen can happen if you go way beyond what I'm talking about. This is if you're starving yourself. I'm not starving myself, and I'm down 4 stone, so I'm not starving myself. That's the first thing. Not starving myself. I'm taking ketones. I am promoting fat burning. I am mentally clear, and I have got energy that I didn't know I had for a long, long time. But I used to, when I'm doing all these caloric restrictive diets, I'm like, do you know what? They want me to eat small, frequent meals. How in the world am I going to get to fat burning if I have to clear all this stuff out of my system? And I say, I'm going to try that. Then I get worried because then all the nutritionists are telling me, no, that's not safe. That's not safe. Well, it's not safe to starve yourself, no. And it's not safe. And if you go on prolonged fast, you do need to know what you're doing. And which I did a 72-hour fast last week, and I felt at the end of it, I had no pain. I was feeling amazing, and I had energy coming out my eyeballs. Why? Because that's called autophagy. And what that says is when we are not putting food in our body goes, ooh, we're going to get low on energy. So we've got to do something. So what does it do? No, it doesn't go to the muscle to burn the fat, to burn the muscle, because that would be self-sabotage. Your body is there to protect itself. It wants to protect itself. So it's not going to burn the muscle. It's going to go to all the different parts of the body, the organs and things like that. And it's going to take these cells that are kind of on their last legs. They're getting ready to go off to the big cell heaven in the sky. And the body says, right, we'll get all these old cells, we'll let the body refurbish itself, and we'll get the old cells and we'll convert that to energy. That's called autophagy. And by the end of that, I was like, because I used to go, oh, I have to fast, and I did a little bit of fasting, and I was like, oh, but at the end of this 72-hour fast, I felt amazing. I had little to no pain. I had actually improved quite a bit in my pain management and everything. So the bottom line is ketones are not bad. Yes, if you are diabetic and you get into ketoacidosis, yes, that's a bad thing, but I can't go to ketoacidosis. Ketosis and ketoacidosis are 2 different things. Ketosis says, I'm burning ketones for my energy source. You're either a fat burner or you're a sugar burner. I choose to be a fat burner simply because it's healthier and better for my body, okay? So I'm a fat burner. So what happens when somebody, a diabetic comes in and they're in ketoacidosis, okay? Ketoacidosis means their blood sugar is so high and their insulin is so low that they cannot process anything and they get into that acidotic state, all right? That can't happen to me because my insulin is working and functioning properly. I burn fat for fuel. Got that? Burning fat for fuel. And even as a hypnosis, I want to say professor, but I'm not. As a hypnotist, wait, I need more ketones. Oh, it's good stuff. As a hypnotist, we're always telling our clients, when you get to feeling hungry, it makes you feel good because you know you're burning fat. A feeling of hunger says, hey, I'm switching from burning what's in my tummy to burning fat that's stored. That's the beginning of ketosis, okay? Burning fat creates ketosis, okay? So rather than burn it, rather than stay on all the complex diet, I take ketones, okay? A beautiful little drink I take twice a day, combine it with a low carbohydrate diet and whatever exercise I can do, and I have increased energy, I have increased mental clarity, decreased inflammation, and I burn fat. I burn fat for energy. I feel absolutely, completely, and totally amazing, all right? If you have any questions, did everybody have any questions? If you have any questions, by all means, pop them down below. I should have said that before. So if you want to know, how do you get your hands on some of these ketones? If you go to my website, www.vibrationalinstitute.com, okay, On the website is a page with sample packets of ketones. Purchase a packet, give them a try, and then get back with me and tell me how you feel after you take them. Like I said, when I first tried them on the trial, I could feel them vibrating in my body. I felt my body coming alive. I felt the energy scooping through my body. That's because I'm energy sensitive. And I felt like, gosh, when I ran out and was waiting on my product to come to me, I felt like an addict waiting for my hit of something. And that lasted, when you get on them regularly, when you take them regularly, that kind of falls by the wayside because your body's used to it by then. But by burning ketones, by taking ketones products, you are choosing to be a fat burner, to burn fat, to decrease inflammation, increase mental clarity, and increase your energy. That's what they do. And it's readily available energy. Within 15 to 30 minutes of drinking this, my energy is ready to rock and roll, and I'm ready to go. Boom. And I can feel it, like mentally, I feel like I kind of come alive after the first 10, 15 minutes I take it. So the bottom line is the main attributes of the product are increased energy, decreased brain fog, increased clarity, and decreased inflammation, and fat burning, absolute fat burning. So choose. Do you want to be a fat burner? Do you want to be a sugar burner? Because that's really your choice. And if you think about it, complex carbohydrates and a lot of carbohydrates weren't really available a long time ago. And people were probably more in ketosis than they were anything else, simply because we didn't have all these heavy-duty processed carbohydrates being thrown at us. And our body burns and runs more efficiently on ketones, okay? It really does. We're born in ketosis because we are. We're not taking food in or carbohydrates. We're just born in ketosis, and we burn fat. So if you want to burn fat, if you just want more energy, my husband, he doesn't need to take anything. He's like a stick. However, he has been taking one time a day because he says, I just can't do two times a day. But one time a day, he's been taking the ketones, and his blood pressure, the doctor says, I don't know what you're doing, but your blood pressure is great. And he's been on medication. The blood pressure has come down, down, down. That's because he is burning fat and not clunking up his body with all this other stuff, decreasing the inflammation that's in his body. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So there's a lot that can happen. There's a lot of advantages. If you are interested, you can send me a little message. If you want to know more information, just write ketones at the bottom. Just go ahead and type in ketones, and I'll get back to you via messenger. Via messenger, and give you talk to you, answer any questions you have, or whatever. But if you think you want to give it a try, go to my website, vibrationalinstitute.com, go to the product page, and buy a trial pack. You can get a 3-day, a 5-day, or a 10-day, okay? Get a trial pack, see how it works for you, because I'll be honest with you, had I not done the trial, I would have just said, that's another con. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to listen. I'm not even going to do that. But I got a trial pack, and I said, let me try it and see. And had I not done the trial pack, I would have probably never started these things. But I did them, and I felt what it did for my body. I felt what it did for my mind. And I said, this is going to work. And it has. 4 stone later, ta-da! 4 stone later, I'm happier, I'm healthier, better and better shape than I've been in a good while. Ready to take on the world. And I would love the same for you. So if you like any of these benefits, increased energy, increased mental clarity, decreased inflammation, or increased fat burning, go to vibrationalinstitute.com and get a trial pack, or just write ketones down here in the comment section, and I'll get back with you and answer any questions that you might have. Okay? I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to chatting with you at some point. Bye.